Alright, we're back. Final act. Gonna hunt down Calcazar and hopefully kill a bunch of Necrons. So let's see what the map looks like. Lord Captain identified sickle-shaped ships have taken off the planet we just left. They're approaching swiftly and readying their weapons for battle. Get ready, it's about to get hot in here.
This will be for naught.
God damn it, what do I have to do to kill these things? I need to kill the other two first. Lord Captain, what were those things? They took off from the surface of the world you landed. I've never seen ships like that, never seen such technology either. We fished a trophy out of the void, a relatively intact fragment of the wreck, and sent it to our engineers. And just in case, we've isolated the compartments where they were performing their comprehension liturgies. Please search the tomes of the Rogue Trader's private library. Perhaps it'll give us some insight into these monsters. Your ladyship, the cargo artifacts claims to have mentioned of Xenos similar to the ones we've encountered. The manuscript refers to them as Necrons. Do we really know nothing about this enemy? Nothing but tales and rumors. I've heard stories about sickle ships that reap entire squadrons like ears of grain, about crews that know no fear, about the veil of death that shrouds them and corrodes their enemies, ships like rust. Those stories aren't worth Grok's ass, though, because they also say that none has ever survived encountering those sickle ships. If that were true, there wouldn't be anyone around to tell these stories, would there? Data available. These creatures are Nephilimeks, the Omnissiah's fallen angels. Citing quotation, the first machine spirits ever created by the Omnissiah were in will, in body, and in power. Unmatched into perfection, they were realizing the design of the Deus Mechanicus into being. But the principle of entropy conceived by the Omnissiah was fundamental, thus even the perfect became flawed through the overabundance of their perfection. So vast were the Nephilimeks' abilities, and so immeasurable the depths of their minds that pride tempted to them. The Nephilimeks rejected the design of the Deus Mechanicus in favor of their own. The order of existence was defiled, and a great war of absolute destruction came. The Nephilimeks were overthrown and exterminated, with only a few managed to hide from the Omnissiah's eye by extinguishing their minds and shrouding themselves in oblivion. In their change, the Omnissiah created new machine spirits and destined them into servitude, so that they would remember the limit of their power and would not descend into pride. As for the ultimate perfection, the Deus Mechanicus abolished it from the universe, and thus it was no more. What is this trophy we have acquired? Vengeance seers are at a loss. They say it's a gift born from the Omnissiah's wisdom. but its image was imperfect, and therefore it was eroded by corruption and unbelief, whatever that means. The ship's minor conclave has gone into data meditation to produce a resolution regarding the admissibility of using this item. Bolster the crew's morale, give out additional rations to those who showed valor in battle. This is just the beginning. As you will, Lord Captain. Oh man, I hear. Without hesitation, burn the contaminated provisions. Most of the surface is covered in icy dunes with greenish highlights. At first, officers aboard the vessel decide that the unusual color of ice due to a quirk of the atmosphere. Later, it becomes evident that the source of highlights is a group of monstrous pyramidal structures wreathed in emerald fire. Examining them in detail with binoculars, it can be seen that one of the monoliths is damaged. The device on the wall emits an energy beam at a similar pyramid not far from itself. The Von Valencia scouts approached the monoliths with such much care as possible, fearing the appearance of an enemy. A small servitor sent to gather data about the energy beam clearly demonstrated the destructive power of the xenotechnology. After carelessly making contact with the beams, it instantly broke apart into minuscule pieces. It is curious that the second pyramid is still intact, and only matter at the source of the beams being destroyed. Say the surviving monolith. Energy beam squarely reflects off the dark metal of the pyramid. Occasionally, a scarcely visible wave runs across the surface of the monolith's walls, after which the material appears to become even smoother. It's as if one monolith is feeding the other, not destroying it. A few scouts decide to come closer in order to do a better examination of the phenomenon. The soldier Von Valencia noticed a fragment of a metallic ribcage melted right into the material of one of the walls, like a bizarre bas-relief. Between the rows of ribs, a talisman of black stone shimmers with colored light after each wave of energy. The figure to which the talisman belonged showed no signs of life. After quick debate, the officers decided to take the artifact on board. It's rare to find such an anomalous phenomenon in lifeless ice. Okay. This is terrifying knowing that there's Necrons out there. The greenish glow of the gigantic ring is made from unknown materials, flows through the windows of the captain's bridge. The voice-shaped instruments measure a whole spectrum of various emissions. Sometimes the dull green is darkened by clouds of space dust or bent by gravitational waves. The object most closely resembles a portal, albeit what's passing through it cannot be clearly defined. Observe the anomaly. Arcs of incandescent star gases bursting from the ring pierce the darkness of space, reflected by the surface of other celestial bodies in the system. At times, dark light waves bend the edges of the portal, but they are quickly restored thanks to the enigmatic glowing metal. Then, lashes of purple clouds, dissected by threads of lightning, appear in the center of the ring. The unseen force prevents them from reaching the other side of the portal as the blocks of blackstone become covered in purple scarlet illumination. If the ring were truly a portal, it is not fit to serve as one any longer. Stellar heat and gravitational force forbid any vessel from passing through it. According to the ship's astropath, the purple clouds are an even more dangerous phenomenon, indicating that the powers of the warp are eager to flow out of the portal into real space. As if to highlight the deadliest, with the next wave of dark light, the portal throws out the shattered remains of an unidentified void ship. Additional equipment in a closer position allow the team to understand part of what's happening. The portal seems to resemble gate devices used by Eldari and Drukhari, only made of different material. The metallic shine of the ring alternates with the darkness of the larger blocks of stone, reminiscent of the material that makes up the famous Cadian pylons. Analysis of the wave signatures indicates that the construct once used to be part of the webway of the Eldari system of pathways. However, in its current condition, the portal is not fit for transporting vessels. It is unstable and often begins unleashing dangerous cosmic objects. Instead of transports, the gate spews forth dark light waves and deadly breaths of incandescent gas, latter taken from a star's photosphere. It's hard to believe that a civilization capable of creating a device such as powerful as this one could have undergone such a decline. Alright, that's good. Necron ships. Oh, relative world. Under thin clouds of shredded by careless blade, so vast steps carpeted by pale gold deadwood. The road traders identify distinguish a region among the endless grasses that does not fit with the general landscape. The scouts from the shuttle see the signs of intelligent life. Judging by the trampled soil and tent frames, someone made camp here. Distant silhouettes form a tangle of paths and obstacles, a maze. The outer walls are supplemented by a multitude of spikes and blades and decorated with scraps of leather and withered crucified prisoners. It does not take an expert in xenoculture to reason that Drukhari have been here. It's not a squad of scouts to search the camp. They come over the tracks left around the Drukhari structure. The scouts find items of Imperial make, blood-soaked clothes, and a killa patch, and a data slate cracked in half. Gothic letters and the symbol of the Inquisition are frozen on its bottom half. The scent and fragrance make up part of the exploration report. Servants of Von Valencius find rough illustrations of the camp in the pocket of a filthy coat. On it are marked 2 locations. The first is shown with the sword and highlights the area where the item was found. The other is a skull and points to a patch in the ground by the maze. Let's find out what's marked by the skull. The scouts carefully inspect every piece of land in the marked area and discover camouflage pits studded with strong, thin needles. In a niche stuck into the wall of the trap, glitters a volumetric flask with an ugly creature that looks like several brains stuck together. Analyze the nature of the creature. The rogue trader's people recognize the grotesque figure as a Drukhari Medusa, a parasite capable of registering emotions and transferring them to its masters. This thing was left here as the equivalent of a pick recorder, collecting the suffering of the Drukhari's victims. The flask explodes into shrapnel buckets under salvo from the scouts' rifles. The remaining liquid is collected in several test tubes to be examined by the ship's laboratory and put to good use, or destroyed on the orders of the rogue trader. Continue exploring the area. Deep prints belonging to landing legs and a ladder are visible in the grass behind the maze. Relative position of the recesses correspond to the design of an Imperial shuttle. When the Von Valencia scouts approach, they find a wax seal bearing the symbol of the Inquisition and a monogram formed from the letters XC. An officer voices the proposition that the initials correspond to the name of Lord Inquisitor Xavier Calcazar. A segment of dry grass a few meters in front of the Princeton letter has been cut as if side. Among the chopped stems lies a piece of Drukhari trophy, a flap of dark skin stretched out by thin chains. Most of it is covered by a tattoo, a silhouette of a storm or tornado, and a black symbol composed of curved lines and sharp shapes. Let's leave the area. Alright, save after every planet, just because I can. Lord Captain, there's an incident on the flight deck. The planet we discovered is located at the corners of interest to the Honorable Olvar, Angel of the Emperor. Following we learned about this, he chose to abandon the ship. For a shuttle to be provided to him and directed into the world before us. We did not know where exactly he wished to go, but the augurs have tracked the shuttle to its landing set. I see. I apologize for having to bring you this troubling news, Lord Captain. This is where his brothers are. A scouting party led by the rogue trader herself makes landfall on the frozen world. The shuttle on which Ulfar Thunderlung departed the ship has been designated the starting point for the search. Said shuttle was found at the landing site, intact and undamaged. The machine spirit is in fine form and is ready to ascend from the world's surface. No clues have been found as to Ulfar Thunderlung's intended destination, but keen-eyed scouts sight several disturbed snowdrifts that may indicate the route taken by the Space Wolf. Scouts discovered numerous structures of burial grounds, obelisks of the Xeno race that once ruled these star systems, all of which are now encased in ice and solemn sepulchral stillness. No signs of activity by potentially hostile Xenios have been detected. The group bravely ventures onward into the realm of blinding white and crackling frost. The sky is soon blanketed with snow clouds that block out the stars' light. The wind, howling like a pack of hungry spirits, sweep away all tracks and whips up a furious storm. The path is full of dangers. A treacherous crevasse hidden under a snow scrub suddenly opens wide underneath the enforcer's feet. It is only the vigilance of the Lord Captain and her companions who hear the telltale crack of time and save the soldiers from certain death. A few hours later, the expedition comes to a plateau. Rising up ahead is the dark hull of an Imperial trading vessel that once landed on the world's surface. Fresh snacks in the trail leading to the ship's airlock indicate that he was here, and recently. However, he was not alone. The scouts find strange dips in the snowdrifts surrounding the ship. It seems that someone was watching the ship from a position buried in the snow, around the same time that Ulfar Thunderlung was searching it. The escalating storm sweeps over the group as if trying to bury them in darkness, snow, and obliterating winds. Take shelter in the ship and set up camp. Bone-weary soldiers welcome the chance to rest. Watchful sentries stand guard, and their more fortunate comrades stuff themselves with now frozen rations of the ship's vanished crew. The temperature inexorably plummets. Many members of the expedition suffer from frostbite, while others lose their fortitude and morale. One of the sentries delivers an anxious report to the Lord Captain. He has seen a massive shadow in the darkness, and it was definitely not Ulfar Thunderlung. Double the sentries. Despite reinforcements, the sentries cannot conceal their fear. The unknown has robbed them of their courage. Messenger rushes to the Lord Captain reports that one of the sentries is missing. Large cracks have been found near the sentry's post, as well as a few drops of blood. Barrels of frozen promethium are dragged outside. The frozen fuel reluctantly succumbs to the heat of the thermal cutters. The fire kindles around the ship. Even this is not enough to dispel the snowy darkness. People are buoyed up by the additional light and warmth. Terrible rumbling cuts through the roar of the storm. The clash and clamor of battle. It is followed by a furious, agonized scream. Send the party towards the battle as soon as possible. Tied together with ropes and bolstering each other with battle cries, the enforcers rush toward the battle in human chains. Unable to see anything ahead in the darkness of swirling snow, they blindly stride toward the source of the battle's thunder. The rogue trader strides ahead to find a firing position, from which he could view the battle. Suddenly, an eerie shape leaps out of nowhere, straight at the Lord Captain. It is cloaked by the snow and dark, which turns it into a barely discernible silhouette that emanates from the promise of death. A bolt of lightning strikes the rogue trader before she can act to avoid it. Lord collapses instantly in the snow. The only intervention of the enforcers, who rush fearlessly to the defense of their lady, force the malevolent foe to retreat. Ulfar has been found lying in the blood-soaked snow. There are signs of a terrible battle all around. His face-swollen body is covered in grievous wounds. The expedition healer doubts that even an angel of the Emperor will last long with such injuries. With great care, the instant body of Ulfar the Thunder is borne to the shuttles and, wasting no time, brought back to the ship for urgent treatment. Despite the healer's prognosis, the Space Wolf's spirit clings on, and he drags himself out of Mordecai's jaws. How is Ulfar? Has he regained consciousness? Feeling better, Lord Captain. Sip's surgeon was amazed at his resilience. Esteemed Lord Ulfar is currently convalescing in his chambers. Have a servant escort to Ulfar's quarters. Ulfar's dark figure towers over you. His head is lowered, his hair hanging in a curtain across his face. His bare skin is crosshatched with broad crimson scars, held together by metal staples and covered with black, spiked runes for physical healing. Can an ordinary mortal have survived such injuries? Unlikely. Voice acting. With a twitch of his fingers, Ulfar bids the two servants and attendants to step away. He does not intrude on your conversation. They silently retreat. Hey, Vader, I must thank you for saving me. I had a difficult battle. I thank the Emperor that he did not take you from us to join this heavenly host, my lord. I always survive. Did you find any trace of your brothers? The vessel I found, the revelation granted, that was them. Inside were signs that the Wolf Scouts leave for the brothers. The baleful howl landed on the ship of the surface and left. The rest of the crew disappeared. I followed my brother's trail until an unknown foe blocked my path, and battle ensued. What foe is capable of besting you in combat? Your wounds were truly terrifying. An evil spirit. It attacked me from behind and wounded me instantly. The snow covered my eyes and I could only make out a shadow, but it moved fast and it was strong. If the Allfather's gift had not knitted my ribs into a hard carapace, that blow would have been my last. I can still feel its claws in my chest, frost shredding flesh. Wounds left by spirits are dangerous. They create a spiritual link between your body and its pernicious mind. They will to heal such mutilations to brew a potion from the blood spilt by their incorporeal bodies. That evil spirit wounded me too. Then we are both marked. Our bodies will be tormented by its deadly touch until it is defeated. But fear not, Invader. We will defeat it. I swear it. I see. You're not your usual self. You seem more somber. My bitter path comes wisdom in wake of bloody losses and shattered dreams. Heavy thoughts weighing on its broad shoulders. It enters unbuilded and takes a seat by your hearth. Have you been thinking about your life? About the future. Have you heard what it means to be an Astartes? You know no other family but your brothers in battle. To know no other feast but the joy of slaying your enemies and extolling your fallen comrades. To know with certainty that your death will be terrible, brutal, and agonizing. For time holds no sway over us, and no warrior of the Allfather has ever breathed his last in a soft bed. Death holds no fear for us, Vader. We have been eating at the same table since day one. Perhaps something good awaits you in the future. Listen, Vader, when the wolf priests tested me, I went to the gate of Mordkai, a dark place where real space and the thoughts of the great wolves intertwined like the tentacles of a kraken. Everyone who appears before the gate is granted a vision, and mine was a dark omen. I saw myself with two guises, one as white as the moon, the other as black as the lowering sky, and the two were locked in combat. As for which of me emerged victorious, that was hidden from my sight. That is not what frightened me. The black wolf's gaze was fierce and full of more pain than he could ever inflict to himself. It drove him mad, turning him into a monster. And as dark as he appears, I recognized myself in him. After all, I was made for destruction, torment, annihilation. I am the more agile monster. Does that mean then that by the Allfather's design I must drink this cup of pain to the bottom in order to fulfill his plan? I do not know. Why are there no rhymes in your songs? Rhymes are empty frippery. A saga must be alive. If the words happen to fall into a rhyme, well, that is grand. But to make your whole story fit neatly into such a pattern, you must either twist the truth in the service of beauty, or live your life for the sake of rhyme. Neither is to a wolf's liking. Our sagas are voice sounding through eternity. When we hear them, we do not hear stories. We hear the tellers, speaking the words to us now. Do you still believe you will find your brothers? I will find them. Probably not alive, but I will find them. Thank you for your answers. You have a right to them. What will you do now? I must return. My foe awaits me, and it would be dishonorable to retreat from this battle. But I will need help in the fighting. You can count on me. I know, H-Vader. Let's go back down there. Jesus Christ.
I always have a backup plan.
I sense something nearby.
Was that supposed to be a challenge? Centuries of service and practice.
Let us not dawdle. Keep your wits about you. This could be an opportunity.
Never doubt me.
I always keep my options open. What a peculiar thing.
Duty prevails.
None are better at searching.
Cast your eye there. I better myself through my service. Never doubt me.
Is there money to be made?
Oh, that's all spaceman drama. My brothers, once again fate has barred me from traveling to the Hall of the All-Fathers with my brothers. The snow-covered battlefield reveals little, but it's clear the wolves gave furious battle one last time. The rocks are pitted from vulture strikes, and here and there you see scorch marks left by plasma charges. Who are they fighting? I smell no corruption on their bodies. I see no trace of Xenos weapons. I think they did battle with humans here. What do you think they were looking for? I do not know what they were seeking, but they certainly found someone here. Otherwise, this crime would not have been committed. I'm sorry they died. Do not be, Edfather. They died with honor, as the All-Father's warrior should. In the halls of Kajala, their horns will be full to the brim with heady Mior. I sense evil in their deaths. The souls of the Baleful Hollow are not at rest, but remain here on the battlefield. They are not with the All-Father. I must escort them to him. Will you bear witness to the last honor given to my brothers? I shall bear witness to their final hour, to their final honor. Ulfar produces a knife inscribed with scarlet runes. Picking up a rock from the ground, he begins to scratch the sharp rock edge. The rock's sharp edge across the blade, etching a name. His powerful voice rumbles. Hear now the saga of the Baleful Howl Pack, proud warriors of Fenris, Bilka Fenridka. The verse weave together, recounting the deeds of each of Ulfar's dead brothers. With incredible precision in every detail, the wolf lists the accomplishments of his comrades, the enemies they slew, and the sacrifices they made. The saga continues at length, and the relentless rhythm sends you into a trance with the grinding screech. The rock is drawn across the knife blade again and again, inscribing one name after another. On the cold world they gave battle, the pack's first name never disgracing it. So ends the saga of the Baleful Hollow, and the void thunders, with echo and ending. Fenris healed them. Hear my oath, All-Father. Jelgathu Ra Argimia. Let us drink to my brothers, Edvator, and then we will build the pyre. Feast well, wolves. It is a sign. Fate walks beside us. Skull. Majestic shadows rise in the snowy haze around you. Figures of warriors clad in indestructible armor, bearing an emblem of two black fangs piercing the yellow of the sun. They are looking at you. The brothers bear witness, which means it is time for us to meet my last comrade. What comrade? There's one missing among the dead, and I know who I was fighting before. Now I know who I was fighting before. It was Brother Ignolith. What happened to this Ignol? He went mad with grief over the bodies of his brothers, and the curse of the wolfen prevailed over his valiant heart. He became a beast. Is he dangerous, or will you be able to reason with him? There is no reasoning with one who knows only the black bitterness of hatred. The curse of the wolfen is not only our bane, but also our shield against temptation. When intolerable thoughts take shelter in a wolf's mind, the curse comes and drives them out, dousing them with waters of anger. You cannot reason with a wolfen, or deceive him, or entice him. That is our bloody talisman against evil. And what are we going to do with him? Corruption is washed away by blood. We will cleanse his spirit, as there is no hope for his body. None return from the curse's embrace. Calcazar once encountered another one of my brothers who had also become a wolfen. Calcazar captured and brought up defenders. That is the debt we came here to pay. We have no way of doing what Calcazar did, so we will have to grant Brother Ingolf his peace. I see. Let's do it. Ulfar lets out a belligerent howl, whipping up snowdrifts and frightened whirlwinds. You hear a terrible cracking sound. Someone speaks. No pause or breaking through the crust of snow. The beast comes, and its cruel howl awakens the fallen warriors of Fenris. Might be the most annoying sound design ever. My verses you will hear glorious brothers of how the passive wolf are called Thunderlung from the first, and the last wolf will the baleful howl were intertwined. Over his brother's cold body standing, Ulfar of the hard arm proclaimed to the sky their glorious sagas and his last homage paid to those warriors proud. As his witness taking his companion of the line von Valencius, the blizzard was raging and the wind fiercely howling, and under that terrible clenched paw. Her retinue to her aid the rogue trader called. But the cry was drowned out by the harsh elements roaring, magic with snow whirling in a dance intertwining, for the beast left a bloody reaping of only two. The All-Father's call summoned to battle against the beast. You do not fear to meet me, perfidious spirit, and who the name Doppelgrendel claims. I see you have not learned from the last battle, though you paid for it with gouged eye. So spoke Ulfar Thunderlung, and the beast replied, of your spoils you boasted of the priests in vain. Ulfar ever lost. My body alone you wounded, but I your spirit maimed. And your weird crippled. Then came the turn of the Invader to speak. But enough had already been said. The power of words spewed from the beast's mouth, grinning, the cry of the wild hunt, the embittered soul hearkened. Out of snow, wind, wolf bodies were woven, and the warriors who died in our unclean death, the unavenged, evil never forgetting, their ice fangs gnashing, they approached into the rolling sky howling. The first brother by Ulfar was vanquished. Against the second went von Valencius the Furious. The ghostly wolf was struck down with a fearsome blow, in outrage howling away from the storm he melted, with no trace left. With dignity was met each brutal strike, as savagery was slain each deadly foe. The pack is defeated. But the beast was not yet vanquished. Roaring his body he threw into the fray like a mighty spear thrust. Howling his claws cut through the adamantine. The warriors fought a river of blood spilling, Ulfar Thunderlung his battle song singing. The black curse his vicious rival echoing. The warriors were clashing when the cunning invader a sliver of athletics? Shit. Ulfar held no fear that his strike broadly sweeping his ally would catch in a glancing blow. He fought mercilessly, his heavy swing scribing the scarlet runes upon the snow. To his knees the beast fell, and suddenly about the grey lips a smile played of guile and fear. Upon the invader fell the wolf's fiery gaze. By the power of icy furnace I do curse you. If you look into the past, you shall see only deceit. If you look into the future, you shall see only treachery. The false friend's dagger shall open your breast, the arrows of deceit wrought shall pierce your back. So spoke the invader, the spirit born in sorrow cursing. And then the bloody wound she spied, her breast was cut. Her teeth gritting, the invader stared down the foe. But no strength was left in her body. My steps are dogged by doom, the worthy perishing, and I surviving. In Ulfar's heart there was no trembling when his hand he thrust into the beast's maw. His scheming tongue firmly gripped. Ulfar began to wrench, heeding not the roar. The teeth snapped closed, the warrior's hand disfigured, but the tormenting fog relented, the invader releasing. Glory to brave hearts that fear not death. The dark beast lay in the snow, his chosen name, the Doppelgrendel, and over his body standing Ulfar said, Before you die, answer me, evil spirit. Who killed my brothers of the baleful howl? In its death rest, the Doppelgrendel answered, Brother, we were doomed not by the Arch Enemy's followers, nor by the despicable inhumans who did not touch our armor, nor with dark sorcery did the Malefics defeat us. No, it was humans who oaths of friendship swore that plunged the blade into our back. The treacherous plot of malice hatched, said the spirit, then it fell silent forever, the noble wolf body fleeing and peace to it bestowing. The pair stood together over the prostrate body, the body not of a beast but of a brave fallen brother. The fearsome Ulfar declared an oath of vengeance, and the mighty wolves of Kajala went charging. They went knowing that from their betrayers 3 times the blood price would be exacted. Dead Vader also had her piece to speak. And now the last of the pack remains, Ulfar the Avenger. For the cursed wolf there is no other path but to be the hand of punishment meets out to his brother's slayers. The fires of their hearts by death and generously doused, but I, cooled, forever, always endure. So Ulfar's mighty word was spoken, a proud funeral dirge was sung. His brother's weary body, cursed by grief, from his carapace was freed and laid upon the pyre. The old spinners weep the weird thread cruelly. No inquiries or entreaties accepting, Ulfar the Nolan cast his gaze and clearly he beheld Bloodcraver, Emperor's Justice, the end of his trail. And so ended the saga of the Baleful Howl. May the Black Maid guide them to Galjala. Only one was not claimed by Morkai the Dark-Hearted. Ulfar the Nolan stood stalwart upon the ground. Too stubborn for death was this rebellious wolf. Too hot to be seized by the chill of the grave. His brother praising, he raised his deadly axe. Fenris stands, so there will many yet to slay. Glory to the fierce wolf, son of Fenris. For fuck's sake! Let us remember, brothers, the baleful Howl, daring hunters, fierce fighters, and troublemakers without equal. Let us glorify their exploits and glorify their fall. With honor have these wolves gone to Kaljala. Let us remember the mighty brother Ulfar, who did not abandon his pack in the snowy waste. Let us remember the traitor of the Von Valencius line, she whose name is known and honored on Fenris. Let us raise our cups and cry in the face of Hellwinter's gale. Father, we still live. Fenris Hylda. Oh, it's freaking annoying. Do I need to go talk to him now?
Will judge you.
Ships that I get, see what all goodies I get.
are exposed.
I hate that reanimation protocol. That's bullshit. God damn it. The puzzle logger operators reported an expeditionary shuttle belonging to the Von Valencia's dynasty was detected on the planet's surface. Furthermore, according to its markings, it is assigned to your vessel. The operator also states that the entrance to a system of tunnels was spotted next to the shuttle. A full report on the shuttle. In the registry, the expeditionary shuttle number 712 is designated as irretrievably lost for many years. Information about the circumstances of its disappearance is suspiciously sparse, as someone deliberately erased it. From the crumbs of information that remains, together it was sent to explore some object on an unknown world on the order of Lord Captain Theodora and never returned. After disembarking, you notice that the shuttle is buried halfway in sand, and the Von Valencia's coat of arms is practically erased from its side. The shuttle has clearly been here for a long time. Next to the shuttle, you find crates of archaeological equipment on which one can just barely make out the emblem of the explorators. Most of these crates were lying on massive black doors of Xenos origin, the entrance to the tunnels. The descent to the depths takes several hours. You make your way through cramped corridors giving way to huge black halls, where a dim emerald glow from no discernible source brings forth the silhouettes of equipment abandoned by the tech priests. Suffocating oppressive silence that accompanies you during the descent is broken only by the echo of your footsteps, deafening and yet so insignificant against the background of the Cyclopean arches. I think this is where we're going to stop with that. I don't know how long this fight is going to be, but if it's Necrons with the big things, it could take a while. Anyway, I thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed this. If you are, you know what to do. Leave a like, drop a comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. It means a lot, helps the channel grow, and I do appreciate it. Until next time, love you guys. Hope to see you again soon. Take care, and I will talk to you later. Bye for now.